Have you ever noticed small changes in your body and wondered if they are part of aging? Perhaps a subtle detail in the mirror, a different sensation upon waking, or even a habit that has slowly shifted over the years. Time passes for everyone, but we don't always notice the signs it leaves on our bodies. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Many men believe that aging is just about gaining a few gray hairs or seeing their skin become more wrinkled. But the truth is that there are much deeper and quieter signs. Some of them are so subtle that by the time we finally notice, they've already been part of our routine for a long time. The problem is that if we ignore these changes, we might be overlooking important alerts about our health and well-being. Now, here's the most interesting part. Many of these signs are not permanent. That is, with small daily changes, it's possible to minimize their effects and even reverse some of these transformations. And this can make a big difference in your quality of life. Imagine being able to stay strong, energetic, and ready to do everything you love without these changes becoming a burden. Sounds good, doesn't it? So, pay attention and stay with me until the end. Because today I'm going to tell you about 7 signs of male aging that almost no one notices, but that could be happening to you right now. The 6th sign, in particular, might surprise you because it's something we often mistake for a simple, everyday detail. But before we begin, tell me, have you ever noticed any changes in your body that you had no idea why they were happening? If so, keep reading, because the explanation might be just a few minutes away. Now, let's dive right into the first sign. And believe me, it might be happening to you without you even realizing it. Thinner, more fragile skin. Over the years, you may have noticed that your skin isn't what it used to be. Maybe a small bump that wouldn't have left a mark before now results in a bruise that takes days to fade. Or perhaps a simple scratch takes longer to heal than when you were younger. This isn't just your imagination. It's one of the silent signs of male aging. The skin, which was once firm and resilient, begins to lose some of its structure over time. This happens because the body reduces the production of collagen and elastin, 2 essential proteins that keep the skin strong and elastic. The result? Thinner, more fragile skin that's prone to injuries. Additionally, the layer of fat that once protected the skin from impacts also diminishes, making blood vessels more exposed. This explains why bruises appear so easily in older people. Now, think about João. He's 73 years old and has always been an active man, enjoying walks around the neighborhood and tending to his garden. One day, while leaning on the kitchen table, he noticed a huge bruise on his arm. He didn't remember hitting it hard, but the mark was there, clear as day. This started happening frequently, and he wondered why his skin seemed so much more sensitive than before. The truth is that this change is part of the natural aging process, but there are ways to slow it down and protect your skin. One of the main strategies is diet. Eating foods rich in vitamin C, zinc, and collagen can help keep your skin firmer and more resilient. Citrus fruits, lean meats, eggs, and bone broth are great allies. Additionally, drinking water regularly keeps your skin hydrated and less prone to dryness and cracking. João also started using a vitamin supplement that gave him more energy, lowered his blood sugar levels, and brought a renewed sense of vitality to his daily routine. If you want to know what supplement this is, check the pinned comment. Another crucial point is sun exposure. Over a lifetime, the sun's rays damage the collagen fibers in your skin, speeding up the thinning process. That's why using sunscreen daily, even when the sun isn't strong, can make a big difference. And let's not forget about direct skin care. Using moisturizers with urea or hyaluronic acid helps strengthen the skin's natural barrier, reducing the risk of cracks and injuries. And if you're in the habit of taking long hot showers, it might be time to rethink that. Hot water can dry out your skin even more, making it more fragile. The most important thing is to understand that this change is natural but small actions can help keep your skin more resilient for longer. João, for example, started using a specific moisturizer and increased his intake of collagen-rich foods. Within a few months, he noticed that bruises appeared less frequently and that his skin seemed firmer.
If balancing your sugar levels feels like a constant struggle or diabetes worries keep you up at night, Glucose 6 is the solution you've been searching for. Thousands transformed, healthier lives achieved. Glucose 6, a one-of-a-kind product, has changed the lives of thousands, helping them achieve better blood sugar levels and healthier lives. Glucose 6, your solution to balanced sugar levels. Order now for a healthier tomorrow.
If you want to learn more about this powerful formula that is transforming the health of men and women over 50, check the first pinned comment below this video. Or pause the video now and point your phone's camera at the QR code on the screen.
So, if you've noticed that your skin is more sensitive, that small impacts are leaving marks, or that cuts are taking longer to heal, know that there are ways to minimize these effects. Small care steps today can ensure that your skin stays healthy and protected for many years to come. Changes in sleep. Have you noticed that as the years go by, your sleep has changed? Maybe you wake up earlier than you'd like, have trouble falling asleep at night, or feel like you're not resting as well as you used to. This change isn't just a coincidence. It's part of aging and has a biological explanation. The human body operates on a cycle called the circadian rhythm, which regulates when we sleep and wake, our body temperature, and even the release of hormones. When we're younger, this cycle is quite regular, ensuring deep and restorative nights of sleep. But as we age, this rhythm begins to shift. The production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for making us feel sleepy at night, decreases significantly. The result? Sleep becomes lighter, less continuous, and often fragmented. Imagine the case of Alberto, a 75-year-old man who has always been a good sleeper. When he was younger, he could sleep for 8 hours straight without any issues. But lately, he's been waking up several times during the night and is awake before sunrise. During the day, he feels more tired, but when night comes, his mind remains restless. He doesn't understand why this is happening and feels like he's losing control over his rest. The good news is that although this is a natural part of aging, it's possible to improve sleep quality with some changes to your routine. The first step is to maintain a regular schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps regulate your biological clock. Avoiding long naps during the day can also make a difference. A short 30-minute rest after lunch can be beneficial, but sleeping for hours in the afternoon can disrupt nighttime sleep. Another essential point is exposure to natural light. Since melatonin production is influenced by light, spending time outdoors during the day, especially in the morning, helps your body regulate its sleep-wake cycle better. Similarly, avoiding screens from phones, TVs, or computers before bed can make a big difference, as the blue light from these devices inhibits melatonin production. Additionally, creating a sleep-friendly environment is crucial. A dark, quiet, and comfortably cool bedroom contributes to deeper sleep. If noise is an issue, using white noise or earplugs can help. It's also worth avoiding caffeine and alcohol at night, as these substances interfere with sleep quality. After making some simple changes, Alberto noticed a significant improvement. He started spending more time in the sun during the day, created a relaxing bedtime routine, and avoided electronic screens at night. Within a few weeks, he felt his sleep becoming deeper and more restorative. If you've been feeling like your nights of sleep aren't what they used to be, try some of these tips. Small adjustments can make a huge difference in your energy and alertness throughout the day. After all, good sleep isn't just for the young. With the right care, any age can be synonymous with peaceful and rejuvenating nights. Reduced sensitivity in hands and feet. Have you ever felt that your hands or feet are less sensitive than before? Maybe you've noticed a slight tingling while walking, more difficulty feeling textures, or even a small delay in sensing the temperature of something you touch. This change might seem harmless at first, but the truth is that it can greatly affect mobility and increase the risk of falls and accidents in daily life. As we age, the peripheral nerves, those that connect the brain to the rest of the body, can start to lose efficiency. This process, called peripheral neuropathy, can be caused by various factors such as natural aging, diabetes, poor circulation, or even nutritional deficiencies. The result is a reduced ability to feel pressure, temperature, and pain in the hands and feet, making simple movements like walking or holding small objects more challenging. Think about Mario, a 78-year-old man. He's always been independent, taking daily walks and enjoying woodworking in his backyard. But lately, he's been tripping over small obstacles at home and dropped a cup without realizing his grip was weak. At first, he thought it was just carelessness, but then he noticed that his feet didn't feel the ground with the same precision as before, and his hands weren't holding objects as firmly. This happens because, with reduced sensitivity, the brain receives less information about the surrounding environment. In the feet, this can make balance more difficult, increasing the risk of slipping or tripping. In the hands, it can impair simple tasks like buttoning a shirt or holding a cup without squeezing too hard or too little. The good news is that there are ways to minimize this issue and maintain safety and independence. Exercises to stimulate circulation and strengthen the muscles in the feet and hands are essential. Movements like squeezing a rubber ball with your hands, wiggling your toes up and down, or even walking barefoot on safe surfaces can help keep the nerves active. Additionally, taking care of your vascular health makes a big difference. Avoiding long periods of sitting, maintaining a balanced diet rich in B vitamins, and controlling blood sugar levels are measures that help preserve nerve function. Another important care tip is fall prevention. Loose rugs, slippery floors, and poor lighting can become dangerous traps for those with reduced sensitivity in their feet. Wearing comfortable, non-slip shoes indoors and ensuring all areas are well lit are simple but effective measures. After adopting these strategies, Mario managed to regain some of his sensitivity and felt more secure in his daily activities. He realized that, although aging brings challenges, with some care, it's possible to remain active and independent for many years. If you've been feeling that your feet or hands aren't responding the same way as before, don't ignore this sign. Small daily changes can prevent accidents and ensure a life with more quality and safety. Changes in voice. Have you noticed that your voice doesn't sound the same as before? Maybe it's become weaker, hoarse, or even has a different tone. Some people might even comment, "Are you speaking more softly?" or "Your voice sounds different." This change can happen so gradually that by the time you notice, it's already part of your daily life. But what causes it? Aging affects not only the skin and muscles, but also the vocal cords. These small structures within the larynx are responsible for the sound of our voice and, like other muscles in the body, lose strength and elasticity over time. The result? The voice can become weaker, thinner, and less projected. Additionally, saliva production may decrease, leaving the throat drier and increasing the effort needed to speak. Now, imagine the case of Mr. Antonio, an 80-year-old retired teacher. He always had a strong, commanding voice, but in recent years, he started noticing that he needed to put more effort into speaking. At family gatherings, he noticed his grandchildren had trouble hearing him, and during phone calls, some people asked him to repeat himself. At first, he thought it was just fatigue, but over time he realized his voice was indeed weaker. This happens because, with age, the vocal cords lose muscle mass, becoming thinner and less flexible. Additionally, the cartilage in the larynx hardens, making it harder to vibrate and produce stronger sounds. The impact of this goes beyond communication. A weakened voice can affect self-confidence and even sociability, as many people start avoiding long conversations due to the effort required to be heard. But the good news is that this change can be minimized with some exercises and daily habits. One of the most effective methods is vocal exercises, such as prolonged sounds, saying "a" at different pitches, or practicing reading aloud to strengthen the throat muscles. Staying hydrated is also essential. Drinking water throughout the day prevents the throat from becoming dry and irritated. Another valuable tip is to avoid straining your voice, especially in noisy environments. When we speak too loudly, we can cause more wear and tear on the vocal cords, speeding up the weakening process. If you feel your voice becoming hoarse or tired frequently, it's important to take breaks and avoid speaking for long periods without rest. After starting these exercises and increasing his water intake, Mr. Antonio noticed a significant difference. His voice gained more strength, and gradually he felt more confident when talking to family and friends. He realized that, like any other muscle in the body, the voice can also be strengthened with time and the right care. If you've noticed that your voice is changing, don't ignore this sign. Small habits can help maintain clear and strong communication for many years. After all, your voice is part of your identity, and taking care of it means preserving your expression and presence in the world. Decreased thirst. Have you noticed that, as the years go by, the urge to drink water seems to have diminished? Before, a hot day or a bit of physical exertion would make you feel thirsty. Now, even after hours without drinking water, you might not even notice the need. This isn't just a matter of habit. It's a silent sign of aging that can pose serious health risks. The human body relies on hydration to keep all its functions running smoothly. However, as we age, the body's thirst mechanism becomes less efficient. This happens because the sensors that signal the brain's need for water lose sensitivity with age. The result? The body needs water, but it doesn't send clear thirst signals, leading many older adults to drink less than they should. Consider the case of Francisco, an 82-year-old man who has always had a healthy lifestyle. He was never one to carry a water bottle around, but he also never had issues with it. Until recently, when he started feeling dizzy in the mornings and had episodes of weakness throughout the day. His family noticed that he rarely drank water, and when asked, he would say, "I don't feel thirsty." What he didn't know was that these symptoms were clear signs of mild dehydration. Lack of water in the body can cause dizziness, fatigue, mental confusion, and even increase the risk of falls, something especially dangerous in older adults. Additionally, dehydration can affect kidney function, making it harder to eliminate toxins and increasing the risk of urinary tract infections. Another common issue is constipation. Many older adults face bowel difficulty simply because they're not drinking enough fluids, but if the body no longer signals when it needs water, how can you ensure proper hydration? The first tip is to create a habit of drinking water regularly, even without feeling thirsty. A good strategy is to set fixed times for this. For example, a glass when you wake up, one before meals, and another before bed. Another solution is to vary your sources of hydration. In addition to plain water, caffeine-free teas, diluted natural juices, and water-rich fruits like watermelon, oranges, and melons help maintain the body's fluid balance. For those who forget to drink water throughout the day, keeping a visible and accessible water bottle can serve as a constant reminder. After adopting these small changes, Francisco noticed a significant improvement. His dizziness decreased, his energy levels increased, and even his skin seemed more hydrated. What he learned is that in older age, drinking water can't just be a response to thirst. It needs to be a daily commitment to your health. So, if you've been feeling less inclined to drink water, pay attention. This is your body's way of telling you that something needs to change. After all, staying hydrated is one of the pillars of healthy aging and a life full of vitality. Slower reflexes. Have you noticed that your reflexes aren't what they used to be? Maybe it takes a little longer to react to something falling from your hand, or you feel that your movements are slightly slower when dodging an obstacle. This change might seem subtle at first, but over time, it can affect safety and quality of life. Aging brings a series of transformations to the body and mind, and one of them is a reduced speed of response to stimuli. This happens because the brain and nervous system no longer transmit signals as quickly as before. Additionally, the gradual loss of muscle strength and flexibility also influences reaction time. The result? Movements that were once automatic now require more effort and attention. Think about Ricardo, a 74-year-old man. He's always driven with confidence, but lately, he's noticed that it takes him a bit longer to hit the brakes when he sees a pedestrian crossing the street. Also, when playing cards with friends, he takes more time to process the plays and make decisions. At first, he thought it was just distraction, but then he realized that his reflexes were, in fact, slower. This doesn't mean that he, or any other older adult, is doomed to lose all agility. The good news is that there are ways to train and keep reflexes sharp, both physically and mentally. The brain and muscles can stay sharp with the right stimuli. One of the best ways to do this is by practicing activities that require coordination and quick reaction times. Exercises like brisk walking, dancing, or even playing ball help the body maintain a quick response to different stimuli. Sports like table tennis or bowling are also great for training reflexes, as they require attention and quick responses. For the brain, the strategy is similar. Memory games, crossword puzzles, reading, and even learning a new skill, like playing an instrument or speaking a new language, stimulate neurons and help keep the mind active. Another effective technique is mindfulness exercises, such as meditation, which improve concentration and the ability to respond to daily stimuli. Another essential tip is to take care of diet and blood circulation. The brain needs oxygen and nutrients to function well, and foods rich in omega-3, like fish and nuts, antioxidants, like berries, and vitamin B12 can help maintain mental and physical health at their peak. We have a great tip for you about an essential nutrient in the pinned comment. After noticing these changes, Ricardo decided to include more walks in his routine and started playing logic games on his phone. Within a few months, he noticed that his mind was sharper and that his confidence while driving had also improved. If you've been noticing that your reflexes are slower, don't ignore this sign. With small adjustments in your daily life, it's possible to maintain mental and physical agility for many years. After all, aging doesn't have to mean losing independence. With the right stimuli, the body and mind can continue to respond with speed and efficiency. Changes in appetite. Have you noticed that your favorite food doesn't taste the same as before? Or that certain dishes that once seemed irresistible no longer spark as much interest? If so, you're not alone. As the years go by, many people notice changes in appetite, and there's an explanation for this. Taste and smell are fundamental senses for eating. They make food enjoyable and spark the desire to eat. However, as we age, these senses become less sensitive. This happens because the taste buds on the tongue decrease in number and effectiveness, reducing the ability to perceive intense flavors, especially sweet and salty ones. At the same time, the sense of smell also changes, as the receptors responsible for detecting aromas lose sensitivity. Since the smell of food plays an important role in how we perceive taste, this change makes the eating experience less enjoyable. Consider the case of Jose, a 79-year-old man. He's always loved coffee, but lately he's found the flavor weaker, without the strong aroma it once had. At lunch, he notices that he needs to add more salt to his food to taste it as he used to. His family is concerned because he's been eating less and sometimes skips meals because he doesn't feel as hungry as before. This is a very common scenario among older adults and can have serious consequences. Lack of appetite can lead to weight loss, nutrient deficiencies, and even muscle weakness, increasing the risk of falls and health problems. Additionally, when food doesn't taste good, some people start overusing salt and sugar to compensate, which can worsen conditions like hypertension and diabetes. But if taste and smell change with age, what can be done to maintain a balanced and flavorful diet? The first tip is to use natural seasonings. Herbs like basil, rosemary, ginger, and turmeric can enhance the flavor of food without needing to overdo salt or sugar. Additionally, varying the texture of foods can make the experience more interesting. Mixing crunchiness and creaminess, for example, makes meals more enjoyable. Another strategy is to maintain regular meal times. Even if hunger doesn't strike, it's important to eat at appropriate intervals to avoid weakness and keep the body nourished. Small meals throughout the day, rich in protein and fiber, help maintain energy and prevent muscle loss. Hydration is also essential, as decreased thirst can worsen the lack of appetite. Drinking water regularly and including natural juices, soups, and water-rich fruits like watermelon and oranges can help. After making these changes, Jose noticed that he started enjoying meals more. He began experimenting with new seasonings, varying his diet more, and maintaining a regular meal schedule. As a result, he felt more energetic and avoided unwanted weight loss. If you've noticed changes in your appetite or the taste of food, pay attention. Simple adjustments to your diet can make a big difference in maintaining your health and well-being. After all, eating well isn't just a necessity. It's one of life's greatest pleasures, and with the right care, it can continue to be enjoyed for many years. Aging brings changes that often arrive so subtly that we only notice them when they've already become part of our daily lives. Some of these transformations may be unexpected, others may cause concern, but all are part of the natural process of life. The great secret lies in how we choose to deal with them. The idea of aging can seem daunting to many, especially when these changes start to impact daily routines and well-being. But the truth is that aging doesn't have to mean losing vitality, independence, or the joy of living. On the contrary, it can be a phase of learning, adaptation, and, above all, self-care. The body may change, but there's always something we can do to feel better, more active, and healthier. Often, how we view our own aging determines how we live this phase of life. Some see these changes as signs of weakness, something inevitable that we can't do anything about. Others, however, see them as a call to adopt new habits, try new approaches, and, above all, respect their own bodies. And this second perspective makes all the difference. After all, what really matters isn't just adding years to life, but ensuring that those years are filled with quality. This means making adjustments to your routine, paying attention to the signals your body sends, and actively taking care of your health. Small daily habits, like maintaining a balanced diet, exercising, stimulating the mind, and ensuring good sleep, make a huge difference in the long run. The most interesting thing is that these care steps don't require radical changes or impossible sacrifices. Often, they're small actions that, when they become part of your daily life, significantly improve how you feel. A little more attention to hydration, a few minutes a day dedicated to moving your body, smart food choices, and, above all, the willingness to keep learning and adapting. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson of aging. It shouldn't be seen as an end, but as a continuation of the journey, a new chapter full of possibilities. The experience accumulated over the years is too valuable to be set aside. Every story lived, every lesson learned, every bond built throughout life. All of this forms the foundation for living this phase with confidence and fulfillment. So, if you've made it this far, it's because you care about your health and well-being. That's already a big step. Information is the most powerful tool for taking care of your body and continuing to enjoy life with energy and vitality. Now, the question that remains is, what can you do today to make this journey even better? Aging is inevitable, but how we choose to live it is in our hands, and every choice we make now defines how we'll feel in the years to come. Take care of yourself, respect your body, and make the most of every moment. Because life goes on, and there's still so much to live